Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest video. Today we'll be talking about Tier 5 troops. Most of the stuff today is going to be from line posts and stuff, so I don't actually have access to this. This is from the Taiwan server, I believe, but this is the new Tier 5 tree. I believe it's about 20,000 tombs to actually max it, so it's not going to be easy to do. For the big guys, they'll have it probably done in a day, but for most little guys, it's going to take a long time to get there, and I think you need to max everything before you can get to the actual Tier 5 troop upgrades. So we'll take a look at that right now. Hey, so taking a look at these are actually posted by IGG, so these are legit. Tier 5 troops will have 48 might, so it's 12 more than Tier 4 troops. So it's kind of like a 375k adding on 30% on that, so you're looking at maybe another, let's say, 100,000 plus troops, maybe 125,000 troops. Well, exactly 125,000 troops. So it's like taking a 500,000 blast. So kind of like if someone was to rally you with Tier 4 troops and they sent 500,000 troops, I think that's about what it's going to be like. I could be totally wrong on that, but that's just based off of might, what we're looking at, what the troops are going to be a little bit stronger and all that stuff. So that's how strong the Tier 5 troops are. So it's not too much more might. So it doesn't look like they're going to be crazy, not going to be double the strength or anything like that. But like I said, that's only for might, so you never know what IGG does, because look at the Tier 5 familiars. Those are not balanced at all. So take a look at the next one. So how do you get the Tier 5 troops? It's basically the Tier 4 troops plus the new Luminous Gear upgrade, and that gives you the Tier 5 troops. How do you get Luminous Gear? You basically have to craft it from a new building, but basically you take resources plus Lunite, which you get from the new building, and you make Luminous Gear, and then I believe it's one Luminous Gear per troop to upgrade, so we'll take a look at how much that is, and the new research plus the foundry is kind of how you get the Lunite, so we'll take a look at all that too. So this is actually the what's called the Lunar Foundry, the storage and all that, so you can see the production per hour at level like 1 and stuff, but I guess people will be maxing those pretty fast if you're looking to upgrade this, so you probably max this very quickly. So you really want to look at the top one here, which will be 25. So at 25 per hour, you're making 12,000. And then we'll look at how much Lunite it actually makes to make one of those gear pieces and how much it makes to make a Tier 4 troop. So 12,000 per hour, you have a 720,000 max, so you can sleep overnight wherever and it'll fill up for you. And then the other thing is just crafting speed, I believe. So taking a look at this is the building. So you need the Ariatic tombs to actually upgrade those as well. So those will be getting from what's called buying packs and stuff. So it is a pay-to-play upgrade, obviously. You do need to max out this tree. You need to max out the building probably as well to actually have it more efficiently, because having it too low, you're not going to get enough Lunite to actually build enough troops or upgrade enough. So we'll take a look at that as well. So looking at here's the Luminous Gear itself. This person was, I believe, Rogue as well. So all these are actually from the same guy, I believe, on the Taiwan server. They're all posted online, so I just kind of copy them all and put them in the video. But they're actually not too expensive to actually do the Luminous Gear. 40 of them will be about, I think it's like 100 resources each or something like that. Yeah, about 100 resources each. So I think it's about exactly the same as it costs to build the Tier 4 troops. For this, you'd actually need to build more Tier 4 troops. So you have the Tier 4 troops, you just upgrade it with this Luminous Gear, and that's how you get it. And there's a time to actually craft these things. So looks like 40 will take about an hour, so 1,000 will be about a day, I guess, but that's at his current craft speed. You can obviously probably get that down, but looks like 1,000 troops to take about a day to make, sort of thing. So that's kind of the time we're looking at, and the resources aren't a big investment, but it looks like you get about 4,000 Luminite per 40, so at the 12,000 per hour, you can make about 120 per hour. So yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. And then craft time itself, you can obviously just speed up the craft time if you want, but I think the Luminous or the Luminite, it will take about you can only build about 120 an hour with that, but you can probably buy it from the store and stuff like that too. So the max players will be getting it fast. The normal players will have to wait a little bit, I think, to actually start building this stuff. And I think there's only be one building, so you're only going to be maxing out about 120 an hour. So that's like couple thousand a day, maybe 3,000 a day you'll be maxing out. You can build Tier 5 troops, unless you somehow buy the Luminite itself. And apparently you have to use this to actually heal your troops too. So if they get injured, you're gonna have to kind of have to look between building the troops and healing the troops. So it's going to be quite expensive, I think, in the end. So if you're a trap, don't worry about it. It's going to be very expensive for people to build these troops. So I don't think a lot of people are going to be having a ton of them running around just because of the expense it is. I mean, obviously the Titans will have unlimited or whatever they want because they spend unlimited money, but the normal person probably won't have a ton of these. So you won't have to worry about that when you're trying to trap people or anything like that. So take a look at the next one. Yeah, you need about 20,000 of these tombs to build it, so it's not going to be cheap. So if you are a free-to-play player, don't even think about getting tier 5 troops. Maybe try to look to buy a tier 5 account if that's even possible, but it will be for the heavy pay-to-play players because you need to max the research before you get it, and you need 20,000 tombs, plus you need the tombs for the actual building itself, which is also more tombs, so you're going to be spending a lot of money doing that. But yeah, so I think this is the biggest thing where they think IGG's like getting tier 5 troops because tier 4 troops of familiars wasn't quite enough for us. We're still capping those Titans and not taking too much losses. So they're like, okay, we'll bring out the tier 5 troops, give them to the Titans and see what's going to happen. But I think we can actually get around that. As long as the tier 5 troops aren't that much stronger than tier 4 troops, I think we'll be pretty good. Because you could always just build a stronger trap. It's kind of how it goes. As long as they don't have they're not, like I said, as long as they're not like twice as strong or something crazy like that, if they're only like a percentage stronger, I think everything will be fine. We just gotta basically adjust our traps accordingly. I know the solo traps will now be like 150 mil might or something like that, but you have to add 30% more troops. That's kind of how you're going to have to do it, or maybe more depending on how much stronger they are. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So we'll see how it goes, but that's where it is right now. So yeah, and this is another funny thing. Imagine you have your nice tier 5 troops in there, and then someone throws this Grim Reaper at you, which kills up to 50,000 of your strongest troops. So if you are a tier 5 user, I might throw some of those into the what's called your shelter, because it's in your barracks. So if you're hiding them in your shelter or in other people's things, just in case, because this Grim Reaper could do a lot of damage. I mean, obviously, when you start just having all tier 5 troops, it's going to be kind of like the tier 4s. It's not going to be a big deal, but right at the start, you want to start hiding this because people might be throwing some Grim Reapers your way. And then, yeah, this is funny too, because we're all looking for some more free-to-play updates, just maybe updates to the gameplay and stuff, not updates to the max players, because it seems to be just like everything is for max players. Obviously, they spend the most money, but we're kind of looking for just like IGG submerge some kingdoms that we don't need tier 5 and don't need, or yeah, we don't need tier 5 and don't need to pay more for tombs. But all IGG saw was tier 5 and tombs. We're like, yeah, perfect. That's what we'll do. But yeah, so we're looking for those merged kingdoms. More people in a kingdom, a lot more fun and stuff like that, but they seem to keep making new kingdoms and not merging them down, so KVK is kind of a little boring and stuff like that. But yeah, but I think everyone's a little like blowing us out of proportion because guess what? There was Mythic update, everyone's like, oh, it's going to destroy traps. We have nothing, we can't do anything. And then Familiars came out, same thing. There's nothing we can do with Familiars, blah, blah, blah. And every single time we've built traps that can trap them, and the Titans keep getting stronger, but the soul traps keep getting stronger as well. I mean, it was kind of the death of like the 50 million might soul trap, and the 80 million might soul trap, and now it's going to be the death of the 100 million might soul trap. It just keeps going higher and higher where you have to be to trap the Titans, but eventually we'll get there, and then IGD is going to come out with mythic jewels or mythic heroes or something that we're going to have to build our traps even stronger, and then it's going to keep moving the bar that way. But guess what? We'll have to keep going with it. I'll basically be doing some videos as well. Once I kind of figure out, once this is released, this isn't released yet, so we have no idea what's going to go on. Once it's released, I'll have some testing videos and stuff like that to see how strong they are, what we need to do to build that. Obviously, I'm probably going to have to upgrade my trap because they're going to get stronger. It's just how it goes. So currently I'm basically on par with Titans and stuff like that. So I'll have to increase my trap by 30% or something like that, or more, depending on how strong it is. So, but I'll do all the testing. Don't worry. You guys will, you guys won't have to wait too long. I'll be doing all that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have more stuff once the tier 5 comes out, and obviously all my other videos are still coming out, so I'll still have like 3 months of trapping tier 4s for you guys before the tier 5 videos come out. Maybe once I get one of those, I'll throw it out there just to kind of show you guys. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Psst. Spoiler for another video. this was a fun gangbang, by the way. I am whispering right now just so you guys know that it's a secret. Don't tell anybody.